Will we see The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD finally released for the Nintendo Switch, get ported over from the Wii U? That is the big question that hopefully a lot of people are asking. I mean, I know I'm asking it because I really want it, but we got some brand new information that could give us a little bit of maybe an idea of what may be going on here. So welcome back, my friends, to another video here on the channel. If you guys are new around here, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Nintendo content. We cover everything Nintendo here on the channel, and you're never going to want to miss any future content. It's always a great time, from guides to walkthroughs to playthroughs and gaming news, or Nintendo news rather, here for all other gaming content that's not Nintendo that goes over on my other channel, which you can find linked down in the description below. All right, so what are we talking about here? We've been talking about this a lot, right? Over and over again. Nintendo releases typically a new Zelda game every single year, and I don't mean new as in like brand new. I just mean like some kind of Zelda game on the Nintendo Switch, right? We had Breath of the Wild, we had Link's Awakening, we had, or I guess the correct order, I think it was Breath of the Wild, then Hyrule Warriors, and then I think it was Link's Awakening, if I remember correctly, and then somewhere in there was Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, and then of course we had Skyward Sword HD. I'm missing some of the releases, I think, drawing a blank on some of the rest, but the point is, we pretty much had a Zelda title release every single year, whether it was like an HD or like a remake like Link's Awakening or whatever it is, right? Or a brand new game or a port, right? Hyrule Warriors, they're ports from the Wii U. That's the other thing too, is that the Wii U, almost every other first-party game has been ported over at this point, but we have not yet had Wind Waker HD nor Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD ported over. So those two are well due. Now, there's been rumors that there's going to be some kind of double pack for the two games, which I think would be really, really good. I would love to see some kind of double pack because, I mean, it's not like Skyward Sword HD where they have to redo the whole thing. Right now, before we go further into this, let's just go through the article that I'm talking about. This is actually coming from a podcast called Fragments of Silicon podcast, and some of the folks that worked on Skyward Sword HD, for example, they were talking about, the fact of whether Nintendo, had contacted them in any way. And this is what they had to say. So I'll throw it on the screen. You can see they said no. And look, we'd obviously love to do that, but that hasn't been a priority for Nintendo, or at least not in conversations they've had with us. They said the way that it works with our friends over there is that we'll jump at any opportunity that we can to work on one of their titles. There's a constant dialogue between the two companies and all that. And so they kind of, went on to say that basically, they were offered Skyward Sword HD, for example. Some time passed, and then an email comes, would you be interested in considering bringing Skyward Sword to the Switch? Which they, of course, said yes, and then, the work started on that. They were also the ones that brought Twilight Princess HD to the Wii U as well. Now, here's the important thing, right? So they haven't been contacted for Twilight Princess HD for the Switch or Wind Waker HD for the Switch. Now, the very important thing to note here is that Skyward Sword was an SD, standard definition game that they had to rework into HD to bring it over to the Nintendo Switch. Same thing with Twilight Princess from the Wii to the Wii U, right? It was an HD version. It was a completely remake. Now, with every other game that came from the Wii U over to the Switch, it wasn't really an overhaul, right? It was just kind of light work. Maybe they added a couple bonuses or whatever to it, maybe a couple extra features. It was just much lighter work, right? So I don't even think that Nintendo would reach out to them or anyone else to kind of outsource this project, because there's not really much to do. You're just really porting it over, and I think Nintendo would just take care of that themselves. So I don't think this really means anything. Some people were going around saying this must mean that we're not going to get Twilight Princess HD for the Switch. I don't think this says that at all. If in fact, I think it quite says the opposite of anything, that Nintendo is they're going to do it themselves. Again, it's very light work. You don't have to rework any of the textures, or you don't have to switch up the definition from standard definition to high definition, right? SD to HD. There's a lot of things to take into consideration here. So the question of the matter is, will we see anything this year? I think we will. The big question is whether we see a double pack or whether we only see one game, and that Nintendo saves the other game for another year. Now, I would be very surprised if they did that, because the way I see this timeline kind of rolling out is, I think by the time Breath of the Wild's sequel comes out next year in 2023, we're either going to be getting an announcement around the same time for the brand new, whatever the new console is going to be, whether it's a updated, or like an updated Switch, or like a Pro version or whatever, or if it's a brand new console. There's been talks and rumors about that too, which we've been talking about here on the channel also. So I think it's either going to be that, and that's either going to come, maybe it's going to actually launch in 2023 for all we know. Maybe Nintendo surprises us. I think it's more likely we're going to see the new Nintendo console in 2024. And so I don't know. I really don't know that we're not going to see a double pack. I think, again, there's been rumors of a double pack of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD together, which I think would be fantastic to get both together, just kind of like as a double. Will Nintendo do a double? I don't know. It's Nintendo. It could go either way, so I'm not sure. All that to say, I'm pretty sure we're getting one or the other, if not both, this year. I would be very, very surprised if we don't get either one of them. So I would bet on the fact that we're almost definitely by the end of the year, maybe by like, around Skyward Sword time, maybe we get it by, the end of the summer, early, spring, or not spring, excuse me, fall, autumn, maybe like a September release or something. Either Twilight Princess HD or Wind Waker HD or double pack, but I guess time will tell. And once we find out for sure, I'll let you guys know here on the channel. So let me know what you guys think. Which one would you like to see, or would you love to see a double pack? I don't see why anyone would not want a double pack, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What you think, I guess, is most likely that we'll see later on this year. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. Stay safe, stay well, and I will see you guys very soon in another one. Until the next one, game on. Thanks for watching.